appreciate everybody being here, and you know, really, I guess the opening statement, I'm just happy for the kids. You know, they've gone through a lot of adversity over the last 2 weeks, and actually some of the guys have been here 4 and 5 years. The kids like Royston, they've been through a lot of adversity, and so it was good for them to, you know, to feel good and win a close game, and you know, I think they tried to play hard and they tried to do the things that our coaching staff asked them to do. You know, we told them we were probably going to have to make a special team play. We were going to have to block a punt. We're going to have to get a kickoff return. We're going to have to do something special to win. And I'll be darned if we don't block a punt, you know. And I always repeat, Coach Sawvell does a great job in special teams. And today I think that was a big key factor along with many other things. But I'm very proud of our coaching staff. I'm very proud of the state of Minnesota and all the people that were at the game. I think the last minute 25, minute 30, they were probably the difference in the game. I think their quarterback had trouble, you know, getting them lined up in a very difficult situation. So I think the fans had a lot to do with the win. And you know, right now where our program's at, that's how we're going to have to do it. We've been in 3 close games, and you know, we got to keep trying to keep them close, and we got to win them at the end and find a way to do it. So it was good to get a win, and like I said, I couldn't be happier for the kids. So with that, y'all free to ask me any questions.
How'd you feel today?
How'd I feel today? You know, I did okay. You know, I mean, Doc Smith about wore me out with that water he had. I felt like I drank a ton of water. He gave me much more water. I was going to have body cramps from drinking too much water, you know. So, but he did a good job of taking care of me, and I did all right once I got into the game and got to the game. You know, I struggled before the game, but once I got to the game, I was in an element, and I think sometimes you forget things and you move on. So I was fortunate to coach. Good Lord's been good to me, and gave me an opportunity, and I'm just glad to be there with our coaches. We have great, very, very close relationship, and pretty emotional for our coaches, staff, and me. We're a very tight-knit group.
4th and 9. It takes a lot of courage there.
Well, the thinking of that, and again, I've gone through some stuff the last 4 or 5 days, so I try to remember everything, but the thinking that if we pooched the ball and the wind was swirling in the stadium, and I didn't know how well we could set it down, you know, inside the 40. We're still learning at the punting and kicking game, as you know, and I didn't know if we could set it down, and we figured, hey, you know, you kick a field goal. We didn't feel good enough about that at that point in time, and we got a good play call. If we don't get it, you know, we don't get it. If we get it, we go win the game. So, you know, hindsight's 50-50. They win. I'm sitting in here, and they say, boy, that's pretty not very smart, but I understand that. But where we're at in our program, I've got to roll the dice a little bit. And, you know, it's not the first time sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You have to be smart with it, but I knew enough about where we were with our kicking game. I just didn't feel like we could set it. We were only going to gain 25 yards on the thing. And so the thing we didn't plan on is Marquise getting sacked, you know, or almost getting sacked. He did a heck of a job of getting the ball dumped down, and thank the Lord that Bennett was in the area where they waved off the flag. So that was a big play.
Jared, what did you tell your players that just when you rejoined them this week, and just to try and get them refocused and looking at football, because that's the first time that obviously they've been through this with you?
Well, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, and I don't know, I got out of the hospital, I don't know, Wednesday. My wife in here Thursday. I don't even know what day it is. I know it's Saturday. I got out like on Thursday at 1 o'clock. I was on the practice field at 3, and you know, it was good therapy for me. And I went through practice and didn't make a big deal out of it. I told our coaches didn't want to make a big deal out of it. We just went to work, and the kids didn't miss a beat, and the coaches did a great job, and nothing changed. And I thought we looked a little faster. Maybe I needed to get away for 2 days to see if we could run a little better, you know. But I thought we had our legs better, and the coaches decided to pull the pads off on them on Thursday and get pro pads, and I thought that was a good decision on their part. And talked to the two coordinators Tuesday before I went back into seizures. So I was trying to talk to them in between seizures, believe it or not. And so I was trying to do that. And but our communication was pretty good. And you know, I just think that you know, when I addressed the team, I said, okay, here's the deal. I don't want to talk about it a whole lot, but here's the situation. I apologize for the situation, but I said, you either hit adversity in the face or you try to hide behind it. And I said, you know, I got a situation since, you know, I was diagnosed with cancer 6 years ago. I don't know if it's affiliated. I've had some people tell me it is, some people it doesn't. Everybody's got a philosophy on life, on all that stuff. And I said, I went into a seizure a week ago, and I said they've continued and they're trying to get my medication lined out. And I can do one or two things. I can wait to find out, you know, if they're going to get it lined out, or I can try to coach football. And if it happens, it happens. So I said, if it happens, just get away from me and let it happen.